Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are in a different environment today. Usually I do film in the car, but today I will be filming in my room. So oh my gosh, this piece of hair right now is driving me insane. Okay, so here's the thing. You cannot be serious. Yeah, you're serious. Okay, anyways, today I am going to be doing a video on financial tips for high schoolers. These are some things that I wish I knew in high school and some things that I really think will benefit you if you are in high school, and if you are of the age of 18 in high school, this will definitely benefit you as well. So, just because when you're in high school, there's actually not a lot of education. Hold on, there's really not a lot of education in finance. Now luckily I did go to a school where they had finance classes, they had government and econ classes, they had that kind of stuff at my school. So I was very blessed and very grateful that I was able to learn all of that stuff in high school. But I know some schools, they don't teach on finance, they don't teach on taxes, they don't teach that kind of financial education. So I am here to help you guys out and give you a little bit more information on how you can get started on your financial journey and how you can really just make sure that you are taking care of yourself financially. Because it is really important, and especially in the day and age that we are living in. Like, we are dealing with inflation and our economy is just really wonky right now, so it's very important that you guys know this stuff, okay? So I'm gonna get right into this video. I have a couple of things written down here in my notebook, so I'm gonna be going over those with you guys today. All right, so let's get started. Okay guys, so the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is getting a job. Now, in my state, there are certain places that will hire you at 14. Like, I know Chick-fil-A in my state hires at 14, so that's always a good place to start. And we'll get into this a little bit later, but Chick-fil-A does actually offer scholarships to students that go into college, so that is a great first job to have. Love Chick-fil-A. Heard you get free food if you work there. I've never personally worked there, but that's just a suggestion to you guys, because a lot of people will tell you, oh, go get a job, and they won't give you any tips on where to work. But if you are a little bit older than 14, I know I started working when I was 14. Most of my jobs have been as a hostess or a food runner in restaurants. You can get that job when you're 14, 15, 16, and it is really like, you'll get tipped out, you'll be getting an hourly pay. And now that money, when you're in high school, you really don't have, if your parents are taking care of you, you really do not have that much to spend your money on, because you have guidance that is taking care of you. So you do have the opportunity to save more of your money up that way. Now, this goes for everyone, but I do want to say, if you're someone whose family struggles a little bit more financially, or you come from a place that isn't really the best with finances, there's also other options than just going and getting a job. For example, you can actually start your own business. Now, you may need someone like a parental guardian to sign for you and to help you out with all of these things if you are underage. Just to give you all a quick example, I do have my own business. I actually sell t-shirts and crew necks on an Etsy website, and I can definitely make a video for you guys showing you how to set that up. And I do drop shipping. I use Canva to map out my designs and print them on t-shirts and hoodies, and you can go check out my website. It's actually in the link on my YouTube bio. So that is definitely a really great way to start, you know, making money, especially if you have a hobby that you're really interested in or something that you're really good at. Like, you can make candles, you can make bracelets, you can order this stuff on Amazon You can ask your parents to help you out with the funding, and you can start selling this stuff on Etsy, Shopify. There is so many platforms out there for you to sell your stuff and for you to make money. You just have to do the research and figure out what works best for you. So that is definitely always a great idea, especially it's a great feeling to be an entrepreneur and put your work out there and see that people are really enjoying your work. That is one of the best feelings in the world, okay? A little bit more about getting a job now. Chick-fil-A is obviously not the only place you can work. You can work at restaurants, like I said. If you're 18, you can become a server and you can make quick money like that. I've never been a server at any restaurant, but I do have friends who have made like a ton of money. One of my friends actually made like a good, like, I don't want to say the amount, but no, I'll say the amount. They made like $30K last summer working at a restaurant. And I do live in a tourist town, so we do get a lot more people here, and a lot more people are willing to come here and spend money. But I mean, any restaurant, if you're a good server and you really treat your tables well and you do good, like, they're gonna tip you good. Not always, but majority of the time you are gonna make money. Some other places that you can work in retail, Walmart, and you can get jobs all over the place, guys. Like, honestly, it's not that hard. You just go on Indeed, go to the place, apply, just really like look for something that, it doesn't have to be something that you hate. Like, you don't have to go out and get a job that you hate. You can learn to enjoy something. There's so many opportunities out here, honestly, for everybody, and there's so many different options that you can work out. You can work at a coffee shop. I know some places, they have programs that they'll pay you to work for them if you're, so what we have in my hometown is like a early college, and there are programs that you can get into for internships and stuff like that if you are a little bit older in high school. I don't know if you're a freshman or a sophomore, if that's possible, but yeah, that is another option. So now that we've got that established, you know, getting a job, opening your own business, the next thing I want to talk about is budgeting your money, okay? This is very, very, very important, because if you get a job, you go out, you blow all your money, you're gonna be so mad at yourself later on, because you're gonna be like, oh wow, I have got no money left after I just worked. And then you're gonna feel like, what am I even working for? It's not that you're working for nothing, it's that you're spending all of your money without budgeting it first, okay? So you do need to budget your money. So what I suggest is either using a Google spreadsheet to list out all of your finances, everything that you have to pay. If you have bills, you list them out on there. Like if you have a phone bill that you're paying, you put that on there. Say you want personal spending. I'll actually show you guys my cash stuffing binder. I don't use it anymore because I put everything in a bank account, but I am going to show it to you guys just for reference, because I do think it's a good idea to do cash stuffing in high school. So give me 1 second, I'm going to go grab that, and I'm going to show you guys how I use my cash stuffing binders for budgeting, okay? Okay guys, so I got my budget binders. These, I don't really use these anymore, but I will show you guys just because I do think that this is a useful tool to have, especially when you're in high school and you probably don't have a bank account, so you're most likely going to go somewhere to check or to cash your check. So all I have in here right now is like old grocery receipts, because I scan these for reward points on Fetch Rewards, and I'll put my code up here so that you guys can use that, because you get reward points and they turn into basically like gift cards for Amazon or virtual gift cards or restaurants. So the way that the cash binder works is you have different sections in here for what you're gonna put your money into. So let's say you have a $200 paycheck. And if you're in high school, you're probably not buying groceries because your parents are probably buying them for you. But let's say, okay, you have $200, you put $20 in groceries. Okay, so you just put $20 in groceries. Now you know that you have $290, right? Yeah, $290 left. Guys, please excuse my math. I usually write it down because I'm terrible at math. It's not my strong suit. But if I'm wrong, just correct me in the comments and let me know. Say, hey, Emma, your math is off, girl. Anyways, okay. So, and then if you're driving and you're not paying for your gas and your parents are saying, hey, I want you to start paying for your gas, you got a job. Okay, bam. $30 into gas. And now we know we have $260. I'm going to skip school. Or actually, so I have this little school budget, and this was when I was saving for college, just any unexpected expenses. But you can actually use this for high school too if you're involved in like a extracurricular program or something that is like a field trip. You're going on a field trip and you want to save. Let's say your field trip costs $60. Okay, bam, $60 in school. Okay, now we have $200 left. If you're paying for your own vehicle maintenance, then let's say you put $30 into vehicle maintenance, okay? And now we know that we have $270 left. I'm sorry, $170 left, not $270 left. So, let's see. And then I have a miscellaneous folder in here, which usually I used to just put $15 in here. So now we have, what's 170 minus 15? Guys, I swear I can't do math. I think it's like 155. Yeah, 155. Okay. And then now you have $155 left. I'm so sorry if my math is so wrong. I use a calculator. If you're bad at math like me, I suggest you use a calculator too. I cannot do basic addition off the top of my head. Don't come at me for it because I have a calculator, okay? Anyways, so yeah. And then that is just everyday expenses, and you can break it down each check where you're putting that amount of money into your budget binder, either bi-weekly or weekly, depending on however you get paid. So the first week you put $50 into your grocery fund, then the next paycheck you can put another $50 in there, and then once that money runs out, that's all that you can spend. Okay, so that is your budget for that category. Okay, now let me show you guys my holiday binder. So I have every single holiday in here, I'm pretty sure. And this is like, if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend and you want to get them something for Valentine's Day, you can stuff this Valentine's every bi-weekly check, and then Easter, 4th of July, Halloween for like costumes, Black Friday if you want to go shopping, Thanksgiving for whatever, your friends, families, birthdays, whoever, New Year. And then I do have Christmas, but it's in my other budget binder because I was using these around last year to save up for Christmas, so I just put that one in there. And then same thing with the other one, you can stuff these. So that's one way to budget. If you guys want some more information on cash stuffing, then let me know. I'll make a video on that just because I haven't done it in a while, and I usually do use a calculator and I don't have a calculator right now. But yeah, that's one way to budget. Another way to budget is to look into some budgeting apps or using a Google spreadsheet and listing out all your categories and how much you're making and how much you want to spend in each category. Okay, so that's a really, really, really important step in a financial journey, is having a budget. There's different types of budgets. Honestly, it just depends on what works best for you, okay? So do your research and find out what works best for you. Okay, so once you have created a budget, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna open a bank account. Now, if you are underage, meaning under 18, then you're most likely going to have to get your parent to open a bank account for you, which is fine. It's fine. Just ask your mom or your dad or your legal guardian, be like, hey, I'm trying to save money and budget my money. Can you open a bank account for me? So then, once you get a bank account, you can put your money into your bank account. Now, I personally recommend Discover as a bank account because you will get a debit card from Discover, and on my Discover debit card, I have what's called cash back. Now, that means that when you go to certain places, and this also applies to credit cards too, which I'll get into a little bit later. When you go to certain places, they will give you a certain amount of cash back when you spend a certain amount of money. Say you spend like $5 at Walmart and you get 5 cents back on your debit card. So, and then you can keep stacking that up, and it's saving you, you know, that money, and it's returning it to you. So Discover is a really, really good bank. I've had Discover probably since I was 17, I want to say, because I got started late in my financial journey. That's why I want to help you guys, and I want to tell you, get started as soon as possible, okay? As soon as possible. So yeah, and then once you open up a bank account, what you want to do is you want to start a savings account. Now, I didn't show you guys a savings section in my cash binders because I think it's better to have a savings account online or in a real bank somewhere that maybe doesn't have a online portal or anything, because what you can do, and I just learned about this not too long ago, maybe a year or so ago, you can open up a high yield savings account. Now, what a high yield savings account is once you put money into your high yield savings account, it's gonna sit there and it's gonna collect interest. So instead of putting your money into a regular savings account, which is just sitting there and your money is not growing, you want to open up a high yield savings account, because a high yield savings account is gonna get you more returns on investment. Now, there's a lot of banks that have high yield savings accounts. You can use, I personally use SoFi. Their APY is good. If you get like $200 or more in direct deposit to your bank account, you can also use Cash App. Cash App has a 4.5% interest. I'm still kind of looking into the high yield savings accounts myself as well, because I'm trying to find the best one that works for me, but there's a lot of options out there. So do your research and find you a really good high yield savings account, okay? Okay, what's next? Okay, so now that you have a savings account, what you want to do is you want to create an emergency fund. And I'm not joking about this. This is very serious. There is actually a lot of people in America who do not have an emergency fund. And you want to try to get your emergency fund up to $3,000. Like, you want to have $3,000 in your emergency fund minimum. Because think about it, guys, if something goes wrong with your car and you can't get to work, or you have a major medical expense and maybe you don't have the insurance to cover it, you're gonna need that money for an emergency fund. And yes, maybe your parents will cover you for it, but not always, okay? Like, some people, I know you guys don't have people who are providing for you financially, so it's very important that you do have an emergency fund. And I recommend starting an emergency fund when you are in high school, because then as you get older, you can keep adding money to that emergency fund, okay? Very important. Do not skip this step. Okay, so this one is for my 18-year-olds. Now, the first one, what you can do is you can have your parents add you onto their credit card, only if they have good credit. If they don't have good credit, do not have them add you to their credit card. because what will happen is it will mess up your credit score, and you don't want to mess up your credit score. In America, you need a good credit score to do a lot of things, to do basically everything, okay? I'm not kidding. To finance a car, to get approved for a loan for a house, to get approved for an apartment if you want to move out after high school. Like, you need a good credit score. A lot of places will not approve you if you do not have a good credit score. Now, do not, and I mean this, do not go and open up a credit card and see that they gave you, let's say $500, because that's how much my first credit card was. They gave you $500. Don't go wild and go spend that money, okay? Because you have to pay that money back. It's not where you get a $500 credit card and you just go swipe. No, don't do that. What you want to do instead is you want to open up a credit card. Now, I recommend the Discover Student Card. That was the first credit card that I ever got. If you are applying for college, I got mine when I was in college. So you can open up a Student Discover card, or there's Chase, there's Capital One. There's a lot of credit card companies out there, and I personally love my Student Discover card because you get cash back on purchases just like with a regular debit card. So what you want to do instead is you want to take your paycheck that you are making, and you want to take your credit card and you want to make purchases with your credit card instead of using the money that is coming into your debit card, and then you want to pay your credit card off with your debit card as soon as possible. Now, I have heard that if you pay half of your credit card statement 15 days before, and then the other half 3 days before, that it will improve your credit score. So that's also another option for you guys too. But do not spend all your credit card money and then spend all your debit card money and get yourself into debt, because that debt stays with you and you will have to pay that off, or you will have to claim bankruptcy. And if you claim bankruptcy, you're basically done, because there's nothing you can do. You can't get an apartment, you can't get a car, like, unless you buy it with cash, and chances are if you're in debt, you're not going to be able to buy a house or buy a car with cash. It's going to be very hard, because it's also going to affect your credit score, and your credit score is going to keep decreasing and decreasing until you pay that debt off, okay? So don't go wild with the credit cards. Don't do that. Be responsible with your credit cards. I mean this. Please be responsible with your credit cards. I know so many people who are not responsible with their credit cards and ended up in debt, and it's shambles. It's a whole mess. Like, don't do it, okay? Just don't do it. Okay, what's next? Okay, so this one I really love. It is a financial tip, but it's more for students and you're going into college and you don't know how you're going to pay for college, or you're not sure because you just don't know, right? Apply for scholarships, okay? Apply for scholarships. There are so many scholarships out there. There are so many opportunities for scholarships when you're a student, especially if you're doing really good in school, you have a high GPA, you do a lot of extracurricular activities, you play sports. There is a ton of scholarships, okay? Apply for those because they're going to be a big help in paying for college. And if you're following my tips on how to start your financial journey, and you have that emergency fund and you have that savings fund, and that savings fund could be for college, it could be for a new car, it could be for whatever you want it to be. You just need to have a savings fund, and then you have that emergency fund on top of it for emergencies. And don't touch your emergency fund, okay, unless it's an emergency. So yeah, apply for those scholarships because there is a lot of offers out there, and I mean millions of offers for scholarships. Wherever you want to go to school, look and see if they offer scholarships. My school personally offers a lot of scholarships. They work with a third-party program also that offers scholarships. So do that. Apply for scholarships. I'm not kidding. Start applying for them your sophomore or junior year. Apply for them early. Start seeing what kind of scholarships you can get, what you're eligible for, because it's going to help a lot if you don't know how you're going to pay for school, okay? Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is using your student discounts. So a lot of places, they do have discounts for students, and if you use your student discounts, you are getting money off of whatever you're buying, and it's gonna help you save some of that money that you would have had to spend originally. So say you go to like a local business and they're in your hometown and they give discounts to students that go to a certain high school. Make sure you have your student ID and show them your student ID so that you can use your student discount and utilize saving your money, okay? Okay, one more thing I want to talk about that I actually missed was tracking your spending. Like I showed you before in the cash budget binders, you actually use a little budget sheet and then you put each amount of money into each category. So you can also use an app, or you can use a spreadsheet. You can use Google Spreadsheets, okay? So I can show you guys how I budget on Google Spreadsheets. If you guys want me to do a video on that, just let me know. But yeah, make sure you're tracking your spending, because the first time when you get a budget and you've never really budgeted before, what you want to do is you want to track your spending, because it's going to show you every category that you spend in, and it's going to show you where you're overspending. It's going to show you things that you really don't need. It's going to show you all this stuff, and a lot of people don't really track their money. But one financial tip that is very, very important is money is a mean mistress. If you don't watch her, she will leave you, okay? Remember that. Money is a mean mistress. Money is a mean mistress, and if you don't watch her, she will leave you, okay? Very serious. Okay, so make sure you're tracking your spending, because it's just gonna show you things that people don't generally see, like where they're overspending, what things they need to cut out, like ridiculous stuff that they really don't need, that they're spending money on for no reason. So yeah, do that. And then my last tip for you guys is to set up a Roth IRA, okay? So a Roth IRA basically is a account, it's an investment account that you put your money into, and it's like a retirement fund, but the Roth IRA is gonna collect interest, and once you get older, you're gonna be able to have that money that you invested into your Roth IRA, and that money is gonna grow continuously, okay? So there's a lot of options for Roth IRAs. I really recommend doing your own research on this one, seeing which one best fits for you, seeing, you know, whichever one is gonna make you the most money and help you invest the most money, okay? So you guys got it. Do your research, talk with your parents, talk with maybe somebody who you look up to, someone who you know is really good with finance. Talk to someone at your school, maybe some of your teachers, if they're willing to talk to you about it. Find someone. There's a lot of people out there who actually don't know about this stuff, but there's a lot of people out there who do know about this stuff, and it's important that you guys do know about this stuff, because we are living in an inflated economy, and you really need to take care of your finances. Like, this is not a joke, this is very serious, okay? So just remember that. And yeah, oh, one more thing, make sure you're setting saving goals for yourself. Like I talked about earlier, yes, you want to have a savings account. It doesn't matter what it's for. You can have multiple savings accounts, but yes, make sure you are setting savings goals and write them down. Make sure that you are starting to reach your savings goals and you're investing your money in a high yield savings account, okay? Don't forget high yield savings account, return on interest, okay? And yeah, guys, I've pretty much covered everything. I'm not really great at explaining this stuff, but I do hope that this video helped you at least somewhat, because I want everybody to feel financially free, and I want everybody to have a chance at that. And I think that it's so important, so important, because there is a sense of like financial freedom that really just kind of makes you feel more at ease, okay? So let me know if I missed anything. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. I'm just kind of doing this video on my YouTube because I think it's a really important topic that doesn't get talked about enough. This isn't my usual kind of content, as you can tell, but I just wanted to go over this stuff with you guys. So please, please, please let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if you have any tips for me. Yeah, guys, it was so good filming this video, and I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day, night, wherever you are, wherever you may be. I wish you the best, and yeah, bye.